before we go, and I want to thank Ebony for joining us. She got disconnected. She called all the way from the UK. That's why she has an accent.
Love her
all
accent.
the way from the UK. Really appreciate it. Before we go, we have to do this, Trenton. We have to do this.
Okay.
We have to discuss the importance of no contact to keep your sanity once you've gotten away from this person and you're working on rebuilding yourself, rebuilding your life, and getting back to you. The significance of no contact, how important is it, and what type of compromising position are you putting yourself in to violate the no contact policy, Trenton, if you will?
Oh, I am so glad you brought that up. And, you know, my heart really, really goes out to people, like I said earlier, that have kids with these people and can't completely 100% necessarily have no contact. But even in those situations, I think it's important to maybe get an outside party to, when the exchange with the kids and that kind of thing has to happen. Because I know for me, it's like being under a spell. It's like being under her influence. And any time I was around her, she could always pretty much manipulate me for a long, long time. She couldn't today. I am over it. But even when we were going to court, I'll share a little quick experience. We're going to court to get the divorce. I filed the divorce, and at the court proceeding, she said something in the room about not wanting to divorce me. Mind you, she's already in a relationship with this other person. It had been from before. She's ruined my life. I've lost jobs over her. She's damaged relationships. I have gone through emotional breakdowns. I was in the hospital at one time. She never came to visit me. She's destroyed my life. But she said something in the courtroom about not wanting the divorce, and something inside of me thought maybe we should try it again. How sick is that? How sick is that? I just could not pull myself away from her completely 100% for so long. And once we get away from them, and, over some weeks and months to follow, we start discovering the truth, because I was still believing a lot of the things she told me. And once I got completely away from it for an extended period of time, I was able to see her for exactly what she really and truly is. And since then, I've just had more and more evidence of, more lies have been exposed, more of her affairs, more of all that stuff. So now I can see it really clear. But when we're still having any contact with them, they are always manipulating. Always, always. And they're manipulating everyone around them, too. They will have their kind of minions. And everything is calculated. You mentioned the pictures on Facebook of them with their new person. That's not a coincidence. They do it intentional. Every single thing they do is because they know you're going to look at that profile and see that, and they're still pulling the strings. So no contact is huge. It's when my life started over again. That's when I started reclaiming my life, when I treated her like she's just a memory from the past and a big mistake in my life. And until that point, I could not get better.
It is key. It is so important, and there's a lot of other people out there like you that have done videos. Some might have only did one, but it might have been like 30 minutes, and they really got into it. And everybody says the same thing: no contact. I'm telling you, it's not a coincidence, like you said, Trenton. Like people that experience dating these people, they understand after experiencing it. No contact is so important. We cannot stress enough. Please, whatever you do, listeners, you think you might be in a relationship with one of these people and you finally part ways, that person is probably going to have that ability to lure you back in, if you allow it. No contact is so important. I don't care if you got to change your number. I don't care if you got to move. If you can afford to move, they might come up to your house, knock on your door.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about this, please. I miss you. I love you.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, this might sound crazy, what I'm about to say. If you are in a relationship with a person with one of these personality disorders that we're, what do you call them? Cluster B? What do you call it, Trenton?
Cluster B. Yeah, if you look
cluster
it up, yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of these cluster B personalities. Listen, what I'm about to say. I don't care what experiences you've had, how many great, happy, loving family, picnic, barbecue experiences and all that, they don't love you. They don't love you.
Right.
That's just it. They're almost incapable of love. Like, look it up if you don't believe me. Like, this is real talk, I'm telling you. Like, they don't love you. Heck, some of them don't even love their own kids. That's a whole other discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they do not love you because they're incapable of it, because the way they're wired. If you lack empathy, you lack a conscience, how can you love somebody? They don't love you. They love the things that they can get out of you, and they do the things to make it possible to get those things out of you. They do not love you. They ain't no kind of love you, but not enough. They don't love you. That's just it. Anybody that can just drop you, be infatuated with you today and drop you tomorrow and go weeks, months, years without talking to you, just don't care, just toss you to the wolves like you're nothing, they don't love you. You need to understand that's one of the most important key things, that they do not love you. Point blank, end of story.
Yep, you're exactly right.
you know what I mean, Trenton?
Yeah, it's painful. It's painful to accept the truth, but that is the truth, yeah. And that was hard for me. I remember, once I really realized, I was like, wow, she sure sounded like she was telling the truth, but it was all a lie. She didn't love me. She's incapable.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things you'll ever deal with in life. Understand the person that, especially if you took vows, you actually sat here in front of me and looked me in my eyes and vowed to spend the rest of your life with me, vowed to be faithful, vowed to be committed through thick and thin, for better or worse. You took those vows and you weren't serious. How hurtful was that? How deceitful was that? Like, what type of a person can allow themselves to do that, to say those vows? I mean, God forbid you do the big wedding, invest $15,000, have friends and family, and a big wedding cake and all of that stuff, photographers, and you go that far into it, and that person doesn't love you, and it comes out, and you, man, some people would dip into their life savings to have the wedding of their dream to only marry one of these types of people.
Right.
My heart goes out to you if you did. It's unfortunate, man, but... it's a
humiliating feeling. It's a really humiliating feeling because it's like you feel like everybody on the outside was like, well, we never thought, we never thought she loved you. And it's like, well, it's kind of humiliating, but other people can see the manipulation. We're kind of the last ones to really see it.
It's horrible. They'll do things like have a great relationship with your mom and your sister and your best friend. Like they'll getting good with other people. They're good, so skilled at the manipulation, so skilled, so good. It's mind-boggling. And, you can't have enough of these conversations. There's so much more that we don't have enough time to talk about everything, but I think we covered a good amount. And I just want people to really take notice and do a checklist, if you will. Like, do a checklist and give yourself a minimum of 4. If it's 4 or more, I'm telling you now, some of the more serious ones, 2 or more. If it's more, some of the more serious ones that we talked about as far as the traits. Be careful, people. Definitely pay attention. Take advice from people who tell you, I dated a crazy person, a sociopath, a person that was crazy. Like, hey, take notes. Go on YouTube, go on Google, and look the stuff up for yourself to find out the stuff that we learned through experience. Like, because it's you don't want to be in a situation where you invested years or be like Trenton and spent a 6-year marriage with one. Unfortunately, there's no way to. We're not psychics. We can't guarantee you that you can avoid it, but just try your best. And we just try. Our job here is to shed light, And for the listeners, and this is for you too, Trenton. I don't know if you know this, but this show once it's finished airing, it can be it's archived, so you can listen to it anytime. Trenton will share it on his Facebook. We'll share it on our Facebook as far as the link. So if you missed it, you can hear it anytime. If you're just now tuning in late, you can go back and listen at any time. You can download it, put it on your iPod, your MP3 player, and listen to it as many times as you want. Get what you can out of it. Our mission here is to help you guys to notice the traits and try to avoid a possible mental catastrophe.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
what our goal is here. Trenton, I definitely want to thank you for joining us. And before we go, I want to give you a chance to, let the people know your YouTube page, your Facebook, any contact information or anything you want to promote or anything. Let it all out. Let it all loose.
Well, I want to thank you guys again. I'm very honored that you contacted me and invited me on the show, and it's been a pleasure. It really has, and I will hang up the phone just with that thought that, hey, maybe we're helping somebody. I hope. And when I did my YouTube videos, I never knew how big it would get, and I've got tons and tons of subscribers, and I get messages all the time. So, there's something to it, and it just gives me a great feeling. It's made my experience not in vain, so to speak. Thank you guys so much. And I'm a technological idiot. I'm not good with this stuff. I'm just an everyday guy. I'm a truck driver. I'm just an everyday guy living my life. I don't do this for a living or anything. The YouTube, I don't even know what the link is. Just my name, Trenton. Hawley. It's Hawley, Trenton Hawley. I honestly don't know what the link is, and then the Facebook. I think they can link to me through your link on the show, right?
Yeah. Well, we got your YouTube link on there. I guess they can look you up on Facebook, Trenton Hawley. Am I pronouncing it right? I feel like I'm pronouncing it right.
Hawley. Yeah, it's Hawley. It's
okay, Trenton Hawley.
Trenton, Trenton, and then Hawley is Hawley. It's actually my Facebook is under Trenton Scott Hawley, and then the YouTube. I think my Facebook is linked to my YouTube. I wish I could help you more there, but I'm just.
Oh no, that's good. That's good enough. People will definitely be able to find you. And then one thing I noticed for your YouTube. Because like I said, like your YouTube page, like your channel was my therapy. I didn't have a therapist, but your channel was my therapy, and it helped so much. And I highly encourage people that are listening, if you got something out of this, then you got to go check the 70-plus videos Trenton has on YouTube, because that is going to be the defining moment right there. That'll really, we kind of went through a little bit of his situation, but on his YouTube channel, he dissects everything from beginning to end, updates, talk more in-depth details about the love bombing and all of that stuff. So I highly recommend people, if you got something out of this, check Trenton's YouTube page out. It helped me tremendously. That's how I reached out to him and got him on the show. What I did was, how I find this page easily now, I just type in Trenton Sociopath.
Yeah.
And it'll come right up. You just click your YouTube page, Trenton Hawley, and all your videos are right there, and you can start from one and work your way up if you want. And I promise you'll definitely get something out of it. That's for sure.
Thank you guys so much. I applaud you for covering this. I really do.
It was definitely a pleasure. And speaking of applause, you're the one that needs an applause. We thank you for joining us on It's Real Talk Radio. Once we, hang up and stuff, anybody that missed the show is like, oh, man, I wanted to hear you on radio. How'd it go? You can share the link with them, let them know that they can still listen. They didn't miss anything. All they got to do is click that link, and they can listen anytime. They can download it, all that good stuff. And you're welcome here on It's Real Talk Radio anytime. You're always welcome back.
Thank you, buddy. I'll be a fan, and I will probably be calling in.
It's great to have you, Trenton. want you to take care, enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy your year. And it's so good to hear that you're doing so much better. I commend you, and your story is going to help so many people you just don't even understand.
Thank you so much.